Welcome to another part of the tutorial on the sales section of the application. In this section, we are going to cover the scripts for the sales order and the back orders in the partner application. Operators can view the list of sales order in the system by selecting the cells from the sidebar, then selecting the sales order from the options. Now we can view the list of sales order in the system. For filtering the results, in the search section, you can enter a customer name. For example, you can do Alex and choose Alex Smith. As you see, the only sales order available on the list is the one for this customer. If you're looking for a specific sales order, you can enter the order number in the keyword section. And as you see, the list is filtered. Finally, if you want to view the sales order in the specific period of time, you can select the start date and the end date in the search section. In the sales order list, you can view the order number, customer name, and other key information about the sales order, and you can revert the sales order to code directly from the list by clicking on the revert to code button. Then on the confirmation dialog, click on the proceed button, and the selected sales order will be converted back to a code, and the code details will be shown. For viewing sales order based on products, you can select the items tab, and you can view the list of sales order based on the products in them. Also, after this tab is selected, you can search for sales order based on products by entering the part number in the search section, and you can view the sales orders that contain the selected product. To get a report of sales order, you can click on the export button on top of the sales order table, and the table will be downloaded automatically to your system. Now let us view the full details of a sales order by clicking on the view button beside the order number. In sales order full details, you can access the order details such as the order terms code, salesperson, order date, and more on the left section. And you can view the customer details like the available credit, price level, and payment terms in the middle section. And on the right side of the screen, you can view the order summary and payment detail of the sales order, and if the related code was bypassed, the bypass detail. Operators can manage the items of a sales order in the sales order detail screen. By default, the part tab is selected, and you can view the products in the sales order, and the operators needs to update the ship quantity, back order quantity based on the ordered quantity of the product, and managing the serial numbers or committed quantities of the product. For adding serial numbers of a serialized product, you can click on serials/committed quantity field and select the serial number from the options, or enter the serial number that is available in the warehouse. For example, for this product, TV5 is selected from the list. As you see, the back order quantity will be updated based on the selected serial number, so that the sum of the committed quantity and back order quantity is less than or equal to ship quantity. And for selecting the committed quantity of a part that is unserialized, you can select on the same field and select the quantity from the options, and the back order quantity and ship quantity will be updated, as well as the order summary section. Operators can also update the back order quantity of an order by entering the back order number in the field and clicking on the save button. Just make sure that the sum of the committed quantity and back order should be less than or equal to ship quantity. You cannot change the back order and serials/committed quantities for a non-physical product. Also, you can remove an item from the list by clicking on the remove button beside the record, and the item will be removed from the list. Now you can either complete the shipping information or leave it empty. If you decide to leave this section empty, you won't be able to modify the majority of it later. The only part that you would be able to change is the tracking number. The shipping information for this sales order is already completed. You can choose freight company from this drop down menu. As you see, you can either choose one company from the list, or you can click on the manage companies button. If you click on this button, it'll take you to the freight section of the application, which will be covered later. We can go with the Canada Post for the freight company. After that, we need to set the shipping date, the freight code, the customer charge, and the tracking number. As you see, there is a text on the bottom of this section that determines that this shipping is not eligible for free shipping. And on the second line, you can see the reason for it. It's because the shipping is below $20,000. There is also a link beside this text that will take you to the freight page of the application, which will be covered in the future. Now let us cover other operations for a sales order. After adding serial numbers and order quantity and setting the back order quantities and filling out the shipping information based on the balance of the sales order and the customer's payment terms, you might need to add payments for the sales order and manage previous transactions of the sales order. As this order is being bypassed, you don't need to pay for it in order to be able to generate the invoice, and you can directly press the generate invoice button. If the sales order contains any back order, a dialog will be popped up showing the items with back order. Then if you want to generate an invoice and submit a back order, click on submit back order button on the dialog. Otherwise, for just generating the invoice, click on submit without back order button. As you see, the invoice is generated. On top of the summary of the order, you have two options. You can choose to email the sales information, and by clicking on it, you can choose whether you'd like to email it without the transactions or with the related transactions. And when you click on one of the options, a dialog will pop up and it will let you write down the email that you would like to send the order to, and also you have the option to get a copy of the email as BCC. The other option you have here is printing option. By clicking on it, again you will have two options: without transactions or with related transactions. When you choose one of them, you will be directed to another page containing the printed invoice. To view the back orders submitted in the system, you can click on the back orders under the sales tab from the operator sidebar. To view them in detail, you can just click on the view button and all the other processes will be the same. And that's everything for viewing the sales order, the back orders in the system, and manage your details using your panel.